Hey everybody, it's Angela and I am back with another process video, and I am going to be using this Paige Evans Oh My Heart collection. I have quite a bit of it, so I'm just kind of slowly working through it. And I have these three photos. They're of my two granddaughters and their dog Rika, and they're all playing together in the backyard. And I haven't really done a layout with Rika in it so far for their album, so I wanted to do one. And I recently did this digital collection I designed for Scrapgirls, and I did this fence row collection, and there are some of the embellishments and things. It's a digital scrapbooking collection, and I also made some additional embellishments to go with it. I did a barn cats and a farm dogs mini embellishment package to go with the fence row collection. And in the farm dogs, I do have a German Shepherd. So I want to go ahead and use this digital embellishment on my regular layout. So I just printed a few items from the different collections here, a couple animals I thought I would use on some layouts here in the future. And one of them was the dog, and I printed them out on just matte photo paper. And I'm going to fussy cut it just like I would a normal embellishment out of a piece of pattern paper. So really easy. I just take my little fussy cutting scissors and go around. I picked out the animals from the digital collection just because they are pretty easy to fussy cut. And yeah, so I really wanted to include this on there. And Rika is now, she's about, I think they've had her over a year now. And I hadn't done a layout with her in it, so I really wanted to make sure that she got included in the girls' photo album or scrapbook album. And so there we go. I've gone ahead and fussy cut that out, and I'm going to put her right about there in the photos, because in the pictures it's kind of the side of her kind of playing with Emma there, so it's nice to have the drawing of the German Shepherd dog there to really bring out the fact that this layout is kind of about Rika and her relationship with the girls. So I'm just going through the 6x6 paper pad for Oh My Heart and picking out a few items I want to use to map my photographs with, and then I'm going to use that large 12x12 sheet of green paper from the same collection to mat the whole layout. And so it was good to do a really color saturated layout instead of doing one with a white background. I love my white background layouts, but every once in a while, you know, you got to get in there and play with some of these beautiful colors. And I'm mixing a lot of different pattern papers on this. And so I was kind of hesitant, but you know what? The designer designed them to all go together, so I'm just going to put my trust in the fact that this is a coordinating kit and just go with it. So I started by matting the photos on a pink piece of paper just to bring out the pink that both the girls have in their different outfits, and then also a little bit darker kind of floral paper which kind of mimics Emma's coat that she's wearing, and it has some little flowers and stuff on it. I also have this cut apart sheet, so I'm going to take a couple things out of this. I like the word fun, and I think the other one was love, I think was what that other one said. And so I'm thinking about including those on the layout as well. I also think about this life, but I don't think that makes it in the end. And besides putting the photos horizontally across the middle of the layout and having the German Shepherd illustration there in the center, I hadn't really thought anything farther beyond this design wise. So now I'm just kind of playing and seeing what I like. And so I really needed to kind of ground this whole strip of photos and embellishments. So I went ahead and pulled out this kind of blue paper to kind of sit everything on, but that still wasn't quite enough to highlight the German Shepherd. So I have this doily die, and it is the, I think it's called the nautical doily, and I wanted it on pink, so I just went through my 6x6 paper pad and went ahead and cut that out, and that is a Cherry Lynn design die. I think it's like nautical doily is what it's called. And so I want to just put that kind of where the German Shepherd illustration is, just to kind of really make that area pop. And I'm not sure at this point whether I'm going to put the photographs on a little bit of an angle or make them straight. In the end, I do make them straight, but you could go either way. It looked nice either way. But I wanted to add a whole bunch of more die cuts, so I knew it was going to get busier, and I thought having the photographs on there in a straight line was kind of less busy in that respect, so that I could go ahead and add more die cuts. I hope that makes sense. Having the photographs tilted like that just makes them more dynamic and perhaps a little more busy. And so by straightening them out, I feel free to add all these different die cuts, and these are some of the ones I am going to use. And I just took a whole bunch of the Oh My Heart paper and cut those designs out. And I'm going to adhere my pictures directly to the layout, just flat, but the illustration I am going to put up on foam tape. So I'm just cutting out some little pieces. I put some more to kind of support his ears and paws and tail. So I take a little bit of time with that. And it doesn't raise it up very much, just enough to give it a little bit of a shadow line and add a little bit of dimension to the layout. And that's just the craft foam from Walmart that's adhesive on one side. So I go ahead and get that all on there, and I'm really liking this so far. And now I want to decide where to put all my die cuts. And the die cuts really just kind of soften it up. Those swirls like that remind me almost of when I use thread on a layout. It's kind of organic and it just kind of softens everything. And then those three bigger flowers are ones from the hot off the press die cut pack, or die cuts that I used. And then I'm just grabbing a bunch of these other florals, and I'm going to kind of stack everything and just spread the colors loosely in a diagonal. And I'm liking that. I'm just going to use 3 of the large flowers and then, just kind of sprinkle the other ones in there. And these 2 cut aparts that I had pulled out were just a little bit too big, so I'm just trimming them down, and I'm going to use these 2, but not that other pink one that I had pulled. So I like that, and I go ahead, I glance through some of the chipboard and some of the stickers. They have a cat in that sticker book, but they didn't have a dog. And I don't think I wind up using anything from those 2. I even look through the ephemera pieces, and I don't think I find anything in there to use either. I pull out a floral and a heart, but then I wind up just using the florals that I die cut myself. So I'm getting kind of low on those. And then I also got this at Tuesday Morning the other day. It's one of those 365 planner sticker books, and I just really love it. So I'm keeping that to the side, and I'm going to add a few of those at the end. And before I go any further, since I've kind of got it where I like it, I'm going to start gluing things down. Again, I use my ATG gun and then a little bit of the Scotch tacky glue. And I'm going to put my 2 side ones down, and on that, oh, you can see I almost put it on upside down there for a second. And on that, what I was thinking when I did the photos was the one with Emma looking directly at the photo. She's kind of on, or directly at the camera, she's kind of on the left hand side of the photo, so I put her on the left hand side of my strip. And then the one where Allison is looking directly at the camera, I put her, since she's on the right hand side of the photo, I put her on the right hand side of the photo strip. And then I put the one with both of them with the dog in the center. So it kind of just bookends that whole photo strip together. And that was kind of what was in my mind as I was placing those photos down. So everyone's looking into the layout, and it just seems to make more sense. And it's not something that anyone would notice right when they looked at it, but you know that it looks right. If it was the other way, you might notice perhaps or feel something was wrong or off or not as put together as it could be. And so it's kind of a really kind of a subliminal type of a thing, but something that, you know, you can keep in the back of your mind when you're designing, and it just helps everything come together and have a good feeling to it. And you know, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of how I look at it when I'm putting something together, and it helps me decide where to put stuff, because you know, anything that can kind of help you make your design go forward, you know, can be kind of a good thing. You don't want to get into a box or anything, but you know, you also want a good feel to your layout. So as you can see, I just put a whole bunch more of the die cuts down, and then I put a couple puffy stickers. I put a puffy flower inside that bottom large flower and a puffy heart inside that kind of middle large yellow flower. And I'm just kind of scattering those through. There's another puffy flower, and I wind up, after I put that love down, I tuck it under 2 die cuts, and then I bring the puffy sticker up, so everything's kind of linked together, and that seems to have a better feeling of flow to it for me. I tuck that word fun in there, and now I'm going to go through that 365 planner sticker book, and there's some really great stuff for scrapbooking in this. And I forget which, I think this is called the Occasions book. I don't know, there's so many different kinds, but I just happened to find that one at Tuesday morning, and you know, it was about 50% off of the regular price, so about what you'd get at Michael's with your, you know, a good coupon or good sale, better than 40% off. So I'm just using a few of these circle ones in the green because they kind of match into that background paper. I used a few of these strip stickers as well. And so I think that's all I'm going to pull out of there. And then the last little touch I want to put on here, just for another shine to the layout, are some enamel dots. And I was looking for some in the right pinks, and I couldn't find any dots in the right pink colors, but I had these enamel hearts. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all the hot pink ones off of this sheet and just kind of scatter them around inside some of my other flowers. And it's a subtle touch, but it does lend a different finish. It gives that little bit of shine as the light hits it. And then I wanted to put Rika's name on there, since this layout is kind of about her. The other thicker alphas that come with the Oh My Heart collection just seemed a little bit large, so I went with the alphabet that's in the back of the sticker book. I just spell out her name. And then I'll do some journaling on the bottom before I put it into their scrapbook. But here you can see a close-up of all the flowers and the shepherd illustration and the girls playing out in their sandbox this spring, or last spring, and all the puffy stickers. So yeah, I really love how this came together. It was fun using all these saturated colors, and also being able to use something from one of the digital scrapbooking collections that I designed on a more traditional layout for the scrapbook album. So if you guys have any questions or anything, just leave me a comment below, and thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you next time. Bye.